Hi everybody, it's Dr. Mary Claire Haver. I am the creator and founder of the Galveston Diet. I'm also a board certified obstetrician gynecologist, and I want to come to you live today here on Facebook to talk about hormones, menopause, and weight gain. And I'm going to teach you some quick nutritional hacks to control the hormones that are controlling your weight. I would love to answer your questions, so stay tuned to the end of this talk and I will go through the comments and try to answer them for you. So many people, many clinicians, and I actually thought this when I was in medical school or what was taught to me, think that your fat loss and your fat gain is all and only about calories in, calories out. It's what we were taught. It's actually what I practiced for several years until I went through menopause, gained weight that I wasn't sure where it was coming from, and then did the research to develop the Galveston Diet. So as it turns out, modern obesity research is showing that that line of thinking is just not sustainable. That there's much, much more to our fat loss, fat gain, and fat storage than calories in, calories out. That our fat storage largely is controlled by hormones. So the hormones are dramatically influenced by not only your stress, but by the quality of your nutrition, which is what the basis of our Galveston Diet is all about. So quantity, and I'm not negating calories in, calories out. The quantity of the food that you are consuming is important, okay? But what we're missing in the pure calories in, calories out calculations are the quality of the food and what the effects of our nutritional choices have on these hormones that drive our fat storage, okay? So stay tuned. Again, share this video, like this video, send me some love and some hearts. It means a lot to me that people are actually out here watching. There's over 100 of you watching actually. So hormones determine your level of hunger, okay? What makes you hungry? It is not the lack of food. What makes you hungry is a hormone that tells your brain and drives you, that tells you we need food and drives your brain to start the cues to go and find your next meal. How and where you store fat and when you burn fat. That is all hormonally controlled, absolutely independent of a pure calories in, calories out formula. So non-optimal levels of these hormones are not only linked to obesity, but to chronic inflammation, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and more. So the interplay between all these hormones is complicated. I'm gonna break down some of the top four for you, and finding the right hormone balance that fights inflammation, weight gain, and obesity is pretty simple actually, and is purely nutrition based, okay? So the hormones that work synergistically to control your weight and control your fat storage, fat loss, fat gain, and muscle loss and gain are insulin, cortisol, leptin, and ghrelin. Insulin, cortisol, leptin, and ghrelin. So I've got my notes here, so forgive me. So the problem with weight gain in midlife, especially for women, and now I'm a gynecologist, OB-GYN, so I specifically kind of tailor my talks towards women, but if there's any gentlemen out here watching, you are more than welcome to listen and participate. Especially for us in midlife, it's not just as simple as putting on pounds, it's where we are putting on the pounds. Women tend to, not all of us, fat on our hips and thighs before perimenopause. During the perimenopause transition, that fat storage starts shifting from our hips and thighs to our abdomen, to our belly, okay? So this abdominal or visceral fat, okay, so this is the fat that is not just under the skin, this is the fat that is under the muscle, that is wrapped around our organs and the omentum, around our liver, around our bowel, okay? So, unlike other fat in your body, this fat produces hormones and substances that lead to chronic inflammation, that increase your risk of heart disease, stroke, etc. This fat is metabolically dangerous. This fat increases insulin and puts you on a negative feedback cycle where you're more hungry, you store more fat, you end up on this terrible, terrible treadmill that is difficult to get off of if you're just calorie counting, okay? In the Galveston Diet, we try to reverse this treadmill and get it going the other way, where the nutritional choices you are making are getting you off of the negative and into the positive, are lowering your visceral fat, are lowering your inflammation levels, are making your sex hormones, which are decreasing, work more efficiently so that you're not suffering so much from the effects. So our superficial fat, the fat under our skin, the fat that drives us crazy, the fat that gives us cellulite, is cosmetically distressing. I understand that completely. I'm a woman, okay? But it's not metabolically dangerous. Certainly if you have enough of it, it will put wear and tear on your joints, okay? It will put wear and tear on, moving your body around. But it is the visceral fat, specifically the belly fat, that is what is driving your increased risk of disease and making your life miserable, okay? So there's several lifestyle changes. Here's another thing that happens to us as women. There's lifestyle changes that tend to go along with this time of life for a lot of us, okay? And I want to see me. I want to see some hands up if this is you, okay? If this happened to you, because it certainly happened to me. We tend to exercise a little bit less than other women, okay? We get busy. We're so busy taking care of everyone in our life, okay? Our parents, our children, our significant others, our churches, our communities. We're so busy being busy that we are not carving out time to take care of ourselves, including things that lower our cortisol, things that like exercise, mental health, things that improve our mental health. We tend to not do those things. The other thing is, especially in my generation, everything was about calories in, calories out. So when we exercise, it's walking, it's cardio, it's whatever. Resistance training lags far behind what a woman should be doing in midlife, okay? Part of it is we want to burn calories. I got this thing on my watch telling me how many calories I burn, because I was brainwashed by this calories in, calories out. So when we find the time to exercise, we want to do cardio. Cardio is not making your muscles stronger. Your heart muscle, yes, but not making your skeletal muscle stronger. And with age and with menopause, we are losing muscle mass by the minute, okay? We are losing percentages a year. You must do resistance training to hang on to your muscle. Why is this important? Because that muscle is what is controlling your basal metabolic rate, the calories we burn at rest. So as your BMR declines, your basal metabolic rate gets lower, you have to calorically restrict more and more and more and more just to maintain the same weight, because you're burning less calories because you don't have as much muscle. Because when we exercise, if we find time, we're rushing to do cardio really fast and not doing resistance training. So that's another key. It slows our metabolism, a decrease about 5% per decade. I mean, it's terrible. Okay, this is the be all end all. If you had a little program that worked for you in your 30s or 20s, you were happy with your weight, you looked great, you felt great, everything was great. If you stay on that exact same plan, you will lose muscle and gain weight and increase your fat stores in places you don't want it, unless you make some significant changes. What worked in our 20s and 30s no longer works in our late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. We've got to make changes, okay? So, insulin. Let's talk about a little bit about insulin. So everybody should, if you did basic biology, insulin is a hormone made in our body, okay? It's created in the pancreas, and its job, we have to have insulin to survive, okay? Its job is it's a key that unlocks a door that allows sugar into the cell to be broken down into energy, okay? It's a gatekeeper. Insulin receptors are all over our body. Not just, they're on the ovaries, so insulin, there's insulin receptors on the ovary. Like for women with PCOS, they have insulin resistance, higher levels of insulin than normal. So insulin is also the main fat storage hormone. Let me say that again. Insulin is the main fat storage hormone. It is the signal that drives fat storage is insulin. Insulin does not care how much fat you eat or how much protein you eat. It does not affect your insulin levels. Insulin levels are completely driven by carbohydrate intake, specifically simple carbohydrate intake, which is added sugars, processed carbohydrates. So, as we develop more visceral or belly fat distribution, insulin resistance begins to develop. So as we are driving fat to the abdomen because of the changes of menopause, decreasing estrogen levels, decreasing steroid hormone binding globulin, and increasing activity of our androgens, okay, which is driving more belly fat, the inflammatory hormones created in this belly fat start making insulin resistance worse, okay? Meaning it takes more insulin to push the sugar inside of the cell. And the aftermath of this excessive insulin is more hormones driving fat to the belly, okay? Fascinating study done on young, lean subjects, so not us ladies, but young, lean men who underwent a 4-week diet rich in fast food, 2 meals a day. They had 2 fast food meals a day, which was high in calories, okay? They developed a 10% weight gain, but a 19% fat gain. Most importantly, they develop moderate insulin resistance. 4 weeks of 2 meals of fast food a day. Think of what our children going off to college are going to be eating. Have this talk with them. It's so crazy. Okay, so steps to normalize our insulin levels. This is all part of the Galveston diet. Guys, I go through this intensively in Galveston diet, but I want to share this with you. Added sugars, okay, guys? You need to limit your added sugars to less than 25 grams per day. What's an added sugar? It is not sugar in fruit, not sugar found naturally. It is the sugar added in the processing or cooking process, okay? In the process, the commercial processing of food, so things in a bag, thing in a box. Now, the Food and Drug Administration requires on labeling added sugars put on the label. They have to have it there by mid-2021. It's there, okay? Flip that box over and look to see how many added sugars. You should have no more than 25 per day. This is part of the Galveston diet. This is how we built the program, okay? Number 1, limiting our added sugars. Really being cognizant, being aware, tracking, okay? I cannot express the importance of understanding what you eat. And that, for me, takes a tracker. I'm not that smart or that diligent to write all this stuff down and then go look up the amounts. Trackers do all the work for you. My favorite tracker is Chronometer, Chronometer. We utilize it as part of the Galveston diet. I'm a huge fan. So making sure we eat enough protein, okay? And making sure that protein is divided up in all of our meals and snacks. You cannot save up your protein for your steak at night. That you're doing yourself a disservice, okay? Some of the other hormones, we were talking about leptin and Ghrelin, when you're not having protein throughout the day, when you're not spreading it out, leptin and Ghrelin are being driven to make you more hungry. And your brain's gonna stop hearing this, that your on full button's gonna break, okay? Protein is so important. We are meant to eat protein with every meal and every snack throughout the day. Again, all part of the Galveston diet. Making sure we get enough healthy fats, omega-3 fatty acids. I've done talks simply on omega-3 fatty acids. They are such a powerful antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. If you're a vegan or vegetarian, it's hard to get enough. I understand that, so you need to supplement. Most of us of Americans are deficient. Not only are we deficient in omega-3s, we are eating way too much omega-6 fatty acids, way too much. And omega-6 is pro-inflammatory, omega-3 is anti-inflammatory, okay? Everything in a bag in a box is cooked with corn oil, soybean oil. It's used, and in the cooking process, and those oils, as they're extracted, are super high and super high in omega-6, making them very, very pro-inflammatory. Exercise regularly. That will bring your insulin levels down. Regular cardio actually improves insulin sensitivity. So in the Galveston diet, we talk about our workouts. We talk about what's ideal. Specifically, we talk about women in midlife. What is ideal for them, okay? You need a mix of cardio and resistance training throughout the week. If you have your heart rate level at level 2, you need 150 minutes of cardio per week. If you can get it up higher than that in the higher range, then you can cut that down to 75. So if you're walking, that's level 1, you need, or level 2, you need 150 minutes divided into 3 sessions, okay? But if you're gonna jog, run, or do something to get your heart rate up higher, you can actually cut that in half. Resistance training needs to be done 2 to 3 days per week. And in the Galveston Diet program, we are very specific about which muscle groups and how often. We do all that work for you. I don't actually work out for you, but I give you the exercises. So, and then make sure you get enough soluble fiber. Again, women, the Americans are getting less than 50% of the fiber that they need in their diet per day. A woman needs minimum 25 grams of fiber every single day. Again, tracking, so important, okay? There are some things you can consider that can be helpful, but again, they don't replace nutrition. You can't just negate everything I just said and run out and buy apple cider vinegar and think that you're good. It's not how supplements work. Supplements supplement a healthy diet. Supplements don't negate poor nutritional choices, things that are pro-inflammatory, okay? But cinnamon, apple cider vinegar, and magnesium each has been shown to lower fasting glucose levels and insulin levels and improve insulin resistance, okay? So for example, I put cinnamon in my coffee grounds. That's how I get my cinnamon. Apple cider vinegar I don't like. I have gastrointestinal, I have GERD, so the acid makes my stomach hurt, so I can't do that. But I do take magnesium at night for sleep. Okay, so leptin and ghrelin, Leptin and Ghrelin. These are the hormones that control our hunger and our satiety. These are so important. This is what drives us to our next meal, what keeps us away from overeating, where our brain says we're full and we're good. Leptin is known as the I'm full or satiety hormone. It naturally reduces your appetite when you have adequate fat stores. Okay? When you have adequate fat stores, leptin tells your brain we're good. The leptin system evolved to keep humans from starving to death. Okay? Well, due to modern food processing and everything that's available, we are in no danger of starving. Today, leptin, something's broken in the mechanism to prevent us from overeating. Our brains the leptin levels are high, but our brains are not getting the signal. That's the leptin resistance. Our brains don't recognize that there's enough leptin. Leptin's made in the fat cells. The fat cells are like, we're good, we don't need any more. The brain never gets the signal, so you never have that you don't hear the I'm full signal, so you just get driven to your next meal. Leptin resistance is on the rise. So you would think that fat stores would magically have people decrease their appetite, but that's not what's happening. In obesity, there is 4, so you look at an obese person and a non-obese person. The obese person has 4 times the amount of leptin as a non-obese person, but their brain can't hear it. So it's a vicious cycle. You eat more, you gain body fat, right? The more body fat means more leptin in the fat cells and more insulin. Too much fat means proper leptin signaling is disrupted and worsening insulin resistance. The brain thinks you're starving, which makes you want to eat more. You get fatter, you get hungrier, you eat more, you get more fat, and so on and so on and so on. So what can you do? What can you do to combat leptin resistance? Okay. Number 1, avoid processed foods. Avoid processed foods. Highly processed foods may compromise your gut and drive inflammation. Eat soluble fiber. Eat foods rich in soluble fiber, okay? They can help improve your gut health. Exercise, physical activity can help reverse leptin resistance. Poor sleep is indicated in problems with leptin. Lower your triglycerides. Having high triglycerides can prevent the transport of leptin from your blood to your brain. The best way to lower triglycerides is actually to reduce your carbohydrate intake. Eating protein. Again, I had mentioned protein earlier in this talk. Protein can cause automatic weight loss resulting from improvement in leptin sensitivity. For a woman over 50, that's 20 to 25 grams of high quality protein 3 times a day. Or you can split out the 20 amongst snacks as well, okay? It's at least 75 grams of protein per day, ladies. And that is, when we look at how much we need to eat to keep our muscles strong, to not contribute to the sarcopenia with age, the loss of muscle mass, it's gonna be 1 to 1.2, somewhere in there, grams of protein per kilogram of lean body mass. So basically, somewhere around 70, 75 grams of protein per day. Divided up. Okay, ghrelin is a hormone produced by the stomach when it's empty, and it tells the brain to eat. It's why our stomach grumbles. It's why it's that hunger we feel in the back of our throat. Ghrelin levels increase after dieting by caloric restriction, explaining why diet by caloric restricted induced weight loss is very difficult to maintain. If you simply cut calories and don't pay attention to your nutrition, your body is going to drive itself to eat more, okay? Here's the other caveat with calorie counting that I think was going to blow your mind. So say you calorically restrict, you go down to 1,200 calories a day. You don't pay attention to your nutrition, you're just counting the bag and boxes, and you've got your calorie app, and woohoo, I'm low cal. 50% of the weight that you lose, and multiple studies have proven this, is fat. Great, that's what you want. The other 50% is muscle. When you calorically restrict and you pay no attention to nutrition, which is what I did for years, 50% of the weight that you lose is muscle. Therefore, your basic metabolic rate goes down. You're not getting enough protein. You're driving your hunger. It's a negative feedback cycle. So, okay. That basically is a wrap. So I am gonna try to find the comments to see, if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. If you wanna learn more about the Galveston diet, absolutely, check us out at galvestondiet.com. You can just Google Galveston diet, we're there as well. Okay, so I'm going to the first. If you joined, you send all the information to me in the mail if I give you your address. No, we are an online program. And it does not require an app, so you can do it from your laptop, from your phone. You log in and all the information is there. It is videos, it is written material, it is graphics, because as an adult educator, I understand some of you learn by reading, some of you have to watch it, some have to hear it, some need to write it down. Everything you need is there, all of the science, all of the information, 7 weeks of meal plans delivered to you via computer. You can print them out. If you so desire. Let's see, let me go to the questions. Give me a sec, guys. Okay, I love your meal plan. The food is amazing and I'm never hungry. Aw. If I join Lifetime, are there more meal plans and menus? So if you join Galveston for Life, which is our membership group, then we give you more recipes, we give you more meal plans. Yes, those come out every quarter. Just to keep it spicy, to keep it fresh. Is this program only online, and can you send? No, it's completely online, but you do have options to be able to download the information if you like. There's a lot of videos, me talking, explaining, doing the science. You can't download that, but all the information is available to read as well. Dr. D, I think she means me. I took a blood test for insulin. My insulin is abnormal. You're on metformin. Now A1C is good. So good, you're A1C, but you do have insulin resistance. Our nutritional program can absolutely help you. And maybe, I'm not promising, with nutritional changes, you may be able to get off that metformin and bring your insulin levels back to normal. If you started on the lowest membership and want to go up, is there a discount? No, you don't have to pay full price over again. Just email us at success@galvestondiet.com and they can explain all your options. We have upgrade options, absolutely. Is HIIT training considered resistance training? Yes, you are amazing. I appreciate you tons. So yes, so I do a form of HIIT, so high intensity interval training. So I do basically a combination of cardio plus resistance training 4 or 5 days a week. So that way I keep my muscles strong and I get my cardio because I like to be efficient. So I do it all together at once. The Galveston Diet Mini Move course is part of the Galveston Diet program. And I have sample exercises, my favorite music that you can exercise to. We have printables for you to download. And I have instructional videos on different resistance training that you can do. Hello from Louisiana. That's my home state. I'm Cajun, if you hadn't guessed yet. My maiden name was Pastor. And yeah, I used to kind of talk like that, but not no more. Thank you for this life-changing information. I'm doing it, yay! So for those of you who want to learn more about Galveston Diet, check us out at galvestondiet.com. We have tons of information there if you just want to sniff around, read some of the blogs, check out some of the sample recipes, feel like this might be a good fit for you, read the testimonials, and see if you feel like you want to be a part of this program. Absolutely check us out. We would love to have you join our Galveston Diet family. Hello from Indiana, 28 years old, RN, so she's a registered nurse. Stress to the max, bless your heart. And thank you for your service. I absolutely understand. I just left hospital work in June and opening my own clinic. And I was in the middle of COVID for 18 months, taking care of pregnant people with COVID. So I absolutely thank you again for your service. I know you're stressed to the max. So nutrition, and carving out time for you, to make sure that you're doing enough self-care. You've got to decompress. I know it's really, really hard right now watching all these patients suffer, and finding healthy ways to de-stress without the sugar, without the alcohol. Meditation, journaling. We've been doing the Galveston 50 challenge with our Galveston for Life group, and people are talking about changing their habits, what they've learned through this challenge, because we're practicing journaling and meditation every day. And it sounds a little woo-woo, but it has changed my life for the better. Just carving out 10 minutes in the morning for me to be peaceful and still, and just let my brain think about nothing before the craziness starts of everything I've got to do that day and what I'm stressed out about and what's going on. It's so powerful. So carve out time for yourself. Consider meditation and journaling. I recommend Headspace. It is a beautiful app. You can try it for free. It costs me, I think, $10 a year. It's so worth it. But do the free version and practice the meditation first. See how that helps. I've got you covered for nutrition. I got your back for that. And 28 years old, you absolutely can do this. So check us out at galvestondiet.com. We'd love to have you in our family. And again, thank you. Loving the red scrubs. Great info as always. Oh, you're welcome. Red's one of my faves. 42 macro counting is not working for me at 1,600 calories. I've tried all at this point. Kimberly, come to us. I hear this all the time. You're tired of dieting. You're tired of failing. You're tired of, in the Galveston diet, in our community, in our family, we talk about this a lot. You have the rest of your life to figure this out. We throw a lot of science and information at you, and we understand you're going to have a bad day. You're going to pick up a bad hat. You're going to fall back on an old habit that used to sustain you. You're going to do things. We don't expect perfection. You don't have to get this right every day. We know that the scale is not picky. The scale measures everything. Your inflammation, it measures your bones, it measures your muscle, it measures your fat. So, we talk about non-scale victories, ways to measure health and things outside of the scale. You will love our community. You will love the way we approach things, the way we incorporate nutrition and mindset and ways to get you healthy again. So please check us out at galvestondiet.com. How much cardio per week? I missed in the beginning. So I'm doing the questions right now, for those of you who are joining live. So to combat osteoporosis and sarcopenia, which is my focus, okay? I'm not here to be a bodybuilder to teach you how to be a bodybuilder. I can push you off to a trainer for that. I'm here to teach you how to be healthy, okay? And how to keep your muscles and keep your bones strong, the musculoskeletal unit. So according to those physiologic experts, okay, I didn't make this up, I just read other people's research, you need balance, you need stretching, you need cardio, and you need resistance training, okay? You can get them all in on the same day. So over the course of a week for cardio, if you're doing the medium heart range, you need 150 minutes of cardio a week, divided into 3. So 50, something like that. However, if you get your heart rate up higher, you can do 75 minutes a week. That to me is efficient. So I go up to the high end so I don't have to do it as long. But that's what we're talking about. Resistance training, 2 to 3 days a week. You need to hit specific muscle groups. You need to be constantly trying to improve how much weight you're lifting, like giving your muscle the signals to get stronger without injuring yourself. And again, this is all covered in the Galveston Diet program and the Mini Move course, and along with the research journal articles, just to show you that I don't make this stuff up, okay? Tracy, you finally reached the 16-8 fast. Girl, I am so glad you said finally, because the way I teach intermittent fasting, it takes 6 weeks. Finally is the right way to think. It takes a long time to do it right and become fast adapted so you get the health benefits, okay? So, should you continue this or delay eating until hungry? That's up to you. So, my body's in kind of a system now. Around 11:30, 12, 1, I'm hungry and I'll eat. I kind of wait till I get the signal. I think as long as you're getting enough nutrition in your window, just wait till your body, if you can, wait till your body tells you you're hungry. If you only have, like you're at work and you only have a certain window to eat, then you need to eat. But I'm working from home on certain days, and on those days, I just kind of wait till my body tells me it's hungry, And then I plan in my head what I'm gonna have, and then I break my fast. Is flaxseed gonna disrupt your hormones if you eat it every day? No. I don't know where these people come up with this bullshit, but flax seeds, geez, they don't disrupt your hormones. Chemicals disrupt your hormones, not food. Eat the flax seeds. They're so good for you. They're not disrupting your hormones. Is there a gluten or dairy-free option for this program? So we do have many people who are gluten-free on the program. We do have lots of students who are dairy-free. It does take a workaround, but we do not have a specific option for you. You just found out you have celiac disease. Does your plan work for people like me? So I would run it by your registered dietitian first. If you have true celiac disease, you should be working hand in glove with a registered dietitian. This is a complicated medical problem and not something you should try to tackle on your own. So I do have students with celiac. They are working with their registered dietitians and utilizing the Galveston diet, and it seems to be going fine. I'm already on the Galveston diet. Oh yeah. Can I eat bread ever again? Of course you can. We are not a restrictive plan. We are here to give you information, nutritional advice, teach you about hormones, how they can work for you and against you, against your goals, and how to hack those hormones so that they're actually working for you. And there are some definite baked good options that are going to be anti-inflammatory. You just have to be careful. So yes, of course you can eat bread again. Oh my God. 1 month in, 16 pounds down. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's great, but you need to slow down the rate. 16, you probably were very inflamed, and I bet some of that 16 is inflammation and fluid. So I'm so happy for you, but don't be shocked if your weight, the rate at which you're losing weight is slowing down a little bit. That's normal. Just keep going with the process. So happy for you. Hi, Beatrice. You've been with me forever. How are you? Nice to see you again. Hello from London. Hi, Lizzie. I'm exhausted, mommy. I'm so sorry, honey. Bless your heart. Struggling with sleep and energy and weight gain. Excited to try the diet. I am so excited for you. One day at a time. There's a lot of science I'm going to give to you. There's a lot of information. The meal plans can seem overwhelming. You don't have to follow them exactly, okay? If you want to do boot camp, I highly recommend it. That way we kind of walk you through everything, spoon feed you the program. There's lots of extra information there, but it's not required. And join Galveston for Life. I mean, that is our community where we do all the mindset work. You're gonna love it. So welcome. So happy to have you with us. And I can't wait to travel again and go back to London. I love London. I'll come see you. You worked for university for 12 years, regional program. That's fantastic. Let's see, this 50-day challenge has changed my life. Thank you, Cynthia. It really is changing my life too. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, so in the Galveston Diet Program, in the Galveston for Life, in our community, I was so inspired by the 75 Hard Challenge. I don't know if you've heard of it. So it was Anthony Frisella. He is a personal trainer, and he came up with this 75 Hard Challenge, and it was 75 days, no days off, 6 rules, pretty simple to follow. And I was like, and I saw it all over social media. Y'all know I'm big on TikTok. So I was on TikTok, and it just kept coming up. And I was like, this is cool. Like, I wonder if I could adapt this for Galveston dieters. So I did this. I totally wung it and did a 50-day challenge. I had my creative director. We came up with this awesome binder for everybody to keep track of their progress and stuff. So it's meditation and journaling. So it's mindset work. The Galveston diet is a nutrition component. 30 minutes of exercise a day. And a personal goal. So my personal goal was more stretching and no alcohol. So, and then accountability. So we go into our Galveston 50 post and we all talk about our challenges, our struggles, our strengths. It's so awesome, like giving each other kudos, cheering each other on. For me, I don't need to lose weight. I've lost the weight, but for me, it's like developing better long-term health habits. Like I'd fallen off on the meditation and journaling, and this is just made me reconnect with that. And it's just adding so much to my life right now. So, okay, you have a hard time getting your cardio up because you've had 2 hip replacements. So walking is your exercise of choice, but don't really get my heart rate up. Any suggestions? Okay, so if you have access to a pool, that is a great way to do something that is easier on your joints. Even if you don't swim, if you just walk across a pool, water this deep, you can get that heart rate up. Incredible. Recumbent bike might work for you with the hip issues if you have access to a gym or a bike. There are a lot of options that you can do for cardio that won't hurt your hips as much. So bless your heart. Help, I've had a hysterectomy over 15 years ago and you're age 57. I can't seem to lose the extra 10 pounds I've gained. Welcome, sister. Welcome to the Galveston Diet. I got you. You are the exact avatar of who I created this program for. So check us out at galvestondiet.com. We would love, love, love to have you join the family. The red is so popular today. Thanks. I was inspired to wear red for work today. Can you do this plan, vegetarian and vegan? Yes, we have 2 weeks of vegetarian options. We have tons of vegans and vegetarians who are very successful on our program. Remember, the bulk of what we do is educate. Our meal plans are omnivorous, but they are suggestions. They are not locked in stone. I don't know what your personal preferences are, your allergies, your intolerances, so everything is flexible. Because remember, the only plan that's gonna work is the plan that's gonna work for you. We are not restrictive, okay? We are here to educate so that you develop new habits that you can sustain long-term for better health. Is the diet good for being newly diagnosed with diabetes? Possibly. If you are a type 2 diabetic, type 2 diabetics tend to do very well in this program, but I beg of you to talk to your physician first, send them a link to the program, get their approval, especially if you're starting new medication, to make sure that you are a good candidate for this. Now, if you're a long-term diabetic, you've been on medicine forever, you're down to 6-month visits, talk to your doctor again, but you should be fine. Okay. Is there access to a Facebook group if you're on Platinum? Yes. Well, no, the Facebook group is, so we have our Facebook page, which is what you're watching me on now. That is what we call our business page. This is what Facebook makes me do to run ads and to, share more information. We have a private Facebook group for Galveston for Life, and you can join Galveston for Life for it's $9.99 a month for the community. But the first month, I want to make sure you want to be there. So right now, the first month is 99 cents. Just email us at success@galvestondiet.com, and we will get you set up. It's a special code and they have to give it to you. Our customer service ladies will do it. Let's see, I'm going down the questions. What's the best fiber to add to your diet? The ones found in nature. So fiber-rich foods, your cruciferous vegetables, things like artichoke, things like avocado, berries are rich in fiber. Lots and lots of fruits and vegetables in your diet should, if you eat enough, fulfill your fiber needs for the day. I love you so much. You're just beautiful. Oh, thank you. And y'all, I just have lip gloss on. I got no makeup. This is me. I've heard that if you have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, IF can be a big problem with thyroid levels and weight loss resistance. Who told you this? Did a board-certified endocrinologist tell you this, or was it your trainer? Because there is a lot of misinformation out there as far as thyroid disease and exercise and what you can and can't do. We have tons and tons of students with your condition exactly who are thriving on the Galveston Diet protocol. So I consider you talking to your endocrinologist and see what they say, go with the most educated person, and then go from there, okay? You have to ask who's telling you this and why. Are they trying to sell you a supplement? Are they trying to sell you their program? And convince you that something that is perfectly healthy is not, so that you buy into whatever they're trying to sell. Let's see. I'm in the boot camp. I'm going to have some bread, whole grain. Thank you. Awesome. Do it. Yeah, 100% whole grain. Watch the added sugars. Just read that label, okay? I'm fixing to have to take hormone blockers for breast cancer. Sister, I love you. All right here. You are right here. You got my heart, okay? Will continuing on this program keep me from gaining additional weight? You already went through menopause, but now looking at this. So possibly. It will definitely help with your inflammation levels. If you're through menopause, the effect of the hormone blocker hopefully will not be as dramatic had you been perimenopausal or premenopausal, and then it would have been menopause overnight. So I can't promise you, but more than likely you will do very, very well on our program. I am writing a book. So Random House Publishing came to me. And I thought it was a prank. I thought it was like a scam. And I went on LinkedIn and looked up this woman. I'm like, oh my God, she really does work at Random House. And so I set up a call And she said, hey, have you ever thought about writing a book? We'd love to talk to you about it, blah, blah, blah. So she was awesome. She hooked me up with an agent. So now I have an agent who's amazing in New York. I have a New York literary agent, like I'm some big whatever. I'm just a girl from Louisiana who, you know, used to do pap smears and now sells diets. And and then we have a ghostwriter. So the ghostwriter is like taking the whole program and all my videos and all this stuff, and she's condensing it into a book. But this stuff takes a long time. So then we take the proposal and we go to all these publishers, including Random House, and say, the Random House gets first dibs, and say, here it is, what do you want? And how much are you gonna pay for it or whatever. And then we pick the best contract, and then it takes, so 2022, long story. Yes, we'll have a book. How long do I meditate and journal for? It's gotten longer. So I started 10 minutes. I do 5 minutes meditation, 5 minutes journaling. And now I'm doing about 20 minutes. So hello from Vancouver. Type 2 diabetic. Is it possibly to truly lose weight on this program? Yes, to the hells yes. If anybody out there is one of my students who has lost weight with type 2 diabetes, please tell this woman that it is possible. So, I'm 48 years old and had a hysterectomy at the age of 27, and you have hormonal belly. Welcome to the Galveston diet. This is what you're looking for. This is a program that is going to help you. Please check us out at galvestondiet.com. Tips for motivation. You know, I don't believe in motivation as much as I believe in changing habits. So I don't wait to get motivated to brush my teeth every day. I know it's good for me, and I know what's gonna happen if I don't do it. So I do it every day. Do I like get up and go, I'm so motivated to brush my teeth? No, like the habits of the Galveston diet become like brushing your teeth. Intermittent fasting to me is just a normal, regular part of my day. I don't have to be motivated, I just do it. So if I don't do it, it's because I'm not feeling well or something happened, you know, like that prevented me from doing it, but it is a habit. And really, we are the sum of our habits. It is our habits that got us to weights that we're not happy with, or health issues that a lot of us that are preventable that we're not happy with. And Galveston diet is about learning the science so your brain can get rewired to change the habit. So you have to want it. You have to want to change. We'll give you the tools to change, but you just have to want it. What can you say? Oh, the email address for if you're already a student and you want to join the community, this is not for anyone who's not already a student in the program. Success, SUCCESS at galvestondiet.com. Success at galvestondiet.com. The 99 cents is only for students already enrolled in the program. From London, Kentucky, 63, retired from medical office, new and doing for a week. Feel better already. Arthritis and postmenopausal, thank you. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for the feedback. I am so happy to hear this. I apologize if you answer this, but I love your meal plan. The food's amazing, never felt better. Does the Galveston for Life have any more meal plans and recipes? You make it so easy for grocery shopping list menus and recipes. Yes, so every quarter we are coming out with another week of meal plans. I'm working with a registered dietitian and a chef to come up with some beautiful, just new ideas, new recipes. We're gonna have a newsletter that comes out every month with like Coach's Corner, like our certified Galveston Diet coaches, their tips and tricks, tools that they use in the kitchen, lots of helpful hints. We'll have, you know, notes on master classes, we'll have exercise tips. I mean, it's gonna just be chock full of information, plus our community where we do our mindset work with Dr. Stearns. She's amazing. What are your thoughts on Candida albicans? I hate it. It is the #1 cause of yeast infection in the vagina, and it is miserable. I've had bouts with horrible irregularities with my period and end up with severe anemia. I had an IUD placed because they said it would best and it's help. I'm still having bleeding every day. Cancer was ruled out. They never answered me regarding menopause. Could this help me regulate? Possibly, but this is a complicated, I can't give specific medical advice. My license would be on the line if I did that. Please call your doctor. This is not okay. You need a better option, a different option. MCT oil powder and coffee, okay. Struggling with the black. It will break your fast. So you can put whatever you want in your coffee, but MCT oil will absolutely break your fast and you'll lose the health benefits of intermittent fasting. Just down the road in Lake Jackson. Hi, that is just down the road. Where can I get these meal plans y'all talking about? It's part of the Galveston Diet program. So if you're already a student, go into Teachable, which is what houses the course. And they're at the end. The meal plans are all at the end, but you have to be enrolled in the course. And if you want to learn about that, just go to galvestondiet.com. 61.7 pounds gone. Love you. Love this program. Thank you. I feel fantastic. Kat, how long have you been doing Galveston Diet? How long did it take you to lose 61.7 pounds? You just gave me chills. I'm like, to know that I can change a life just by talking, it just, because you've lowered your risk of diabetes, heart disease, of stroke. You're enjoying your life better. I know you're sleeping better. I know your blood pressure's better. I know all those things are better. And thank you for telling me. So please, please do me the honor of sending me a testimonial to success@galvestondiet.com. 6 months, 61 pounds. I love you. You had a THBSO, I know what that is, total abdominal hysterectomy, bilateral salpingo oophorectomy, uterus, tubes, and ovaries. At 36, now 57, a functional medicine practitioner suggested adding an estradiol patch to help balance your hormones. She thinks weight resistance will be helped by adding the estradiol, possibly. You're in the platinum plan. I'm on a patch. I'm an estrogen progesterone patch because I still have a uterus. So I did it for sleep, but I'm happy. So it's working for me. She thinks the weight resistance, in your platinum pan finished boot camp, still struggling to lose, have non-scale victories though. Any thoughts on the estradiol? Give it a try. You can always stop it. Give it a try. As long as you're a good candidate, okay? You're over 76. What about me? Madeline, absolutely. Come on, you can do this. 76 is not too old. You got this. Join our program. We have lots and lots of women your age who are doing it and are doing very, very well. Kim Jacobson McKenna, 24-pound gone from this program. You've given me hope. You give me hope. Some days it's hard being an entrepreneur and this being your business. I get a lot of shame for not doing pap smears anymore like I used to. Yeah, so knowing that I'm out there doing some good in the world and changing lives means everything to me. Shelly, when I find when I start eating all the good food, your IBS starts acting up. Any advice? So you may need to work with a registered dietitian and keep a food journal to see, there may be one specific trigger. You may like go all in healthy, but there may just be one trigger that's causing it. So you may need to work with a specialist on this. Lost 5 pounds on the program, just what I needed. Thanks for your help. You're so welcome. Okay, guys, I've got to get going to do some clinic stuff. So great spending time with you today. Again, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver. I am the creator and founder of the Galveston Diet. I'm also a board certified obstetrician gynecologist and a culinary medicine specialist from Tulane University. I am so happy to be here sharing all about hormones and weight gain and menopause and answering your questions. Check us out at galvestondiet.com. And if you feel like you want to be part of our community and program, please join us. Take care.